You're listening to The Clevelander, where we're diving into all things innovation and transformation across the region. Each week, we'll take a look at the biggest business headlines in Greater Cleveland.
This week, we're looking at what's next.
There's a lot to unpack, so let's get started.
Okay, so you know how it feels, right? The business world just keeps shifting, it seems like, faster and faster.
It really does. Keeping up without getting overwhelmed, that's key.
Totally. And that's what we're digging into today. We're taking a look at some of the key takeaways from the Greater Cleveland Partnership's annual meeting.
Yeah, their focus this year was basically what's next, a really crucial question for everyone in the region's business scene.
Exactly. So our mission here is simple. Cut through the noise and pull out the most important stuff about where Greater Cleveland business is headed.
Let's do it.
Okay, so kicking things off, Paul Dolan. He started by acknowledging, well, maybe a bit of a shaky start to 2025.
He did. He mentioned those broader macroeconomic conditions, the uncertainty that a lot of businesses are feeling right now. It's a realistic starting point.
But what really jumped out, at least to me, was how quickly he shifted to Cleveland's superpower, working together. He basically said, yeah, things might be tough out there, but here we can get more done faster together. That collaboration piece.
Absolutely. And that's not just talk. It's tied directly to their all-in approach to moving the region forward. And Beju Shah, GCP's CEO, so he really hammered this home. He called all-in a proven framework for growth. So it's already delivering results.
And a huge part of that growth seems to be tied to, new ideas. Innovation, entrepreneurship. Dolan pointed to that as the real engine for the long term.
Yeah, and they're smart about it. They're focusing on areas where Cleveland already has muscle, financial services, healthcare, and manufacturing. It's like evolution, not starting from scratch.
Makes sense. Leverage your strengths. And they backed this up with some numbers, didn't they? Shah mentioned something about innovation capital.
He did, yeah. A 30% jump. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, 30%. What does that signal, really?
Well, it shows there's real money, real investment flowing into new ideas and technologies in the region. You see it translating into more R&D spending, new buildings going up. It's tangible.
Got it. So lots of positive momentum on the innovation and investment front. But there was a challenge highlighted too, right? Something about people.
Yes. Talent.
Yeah.
Attracting and keeping people. Dolan put it pretty bluntly. Our region has appeal, but our new challenge is people.
So what's the disconnect there? If things are growing, why is talent the challenge?
It's a bit nuanced. So the data shows Cleveland's actually moved up in rankings for business growth and income growth, which is good.
Okay.
But compared to peer cities, its job growth ranking has actually slipped a bit, even though unemployment is low.
So jobs are there, but maybe not the right people or enough people for those jobs.
That seems to be the issue. A potential skills gap, or maybe just not enough people moving to the region to fill the demand.
Okay, so what are they doing about it? It sounds like they have some plans.
There's a big push on upskilling the current workforce, training people for the jobs that are actually available, and building better bridges between businesses and schools, colleges. Plus, specific efforts to make Cleveland more appealing for folks to move here.
Like the Governor's Merit Scholarship. I saw that mentioned.
Exactly. That and the Cleveland Talent Alliance. They're trying to tackle it from multiple angles. And there are some early positive signs. College grad retention has ticked up from 47% to 50% over 2 years.
Okay, slow progress, but progress nonetheless.
Right, it takes time.
And you can kind of see the optimism too, just looking around, right? All the big development projects.
For sure. The waterfront plans are ambitious.
Yeah.
The massive, $2 billion+ overhaul happening at Hopkins.
Yeah. And downtown, too, with the Riverfront Cleveland, the new Sherwin-Williams Tower. These aren't just buildings. They feel like, statements of intent.
They really are. Big investments signal confidence. And importantly, there's a real focus on making sure this growth benefits everyone.
The inclusive opportunity piece.
Yeah. They talked about the Community Benefits Ordinance. Apparently, it's already generated almost $100 million in new business for small and minority-owned businesses.
That's substantial.
It is. And there are other plans, too, trying to scale up minority businesses, connect better with immigrant and refugee communities. It's about sharing the prosperity.
Something else that stood out was this idea of abundant leadership. What did they mean by that exactly?
It's this concept that Cleveland's success isn't riding on just one or two key figures. Shaw really emphasized it. He said, quote, "Abundant leadership is what makes Cleveland special. It suggests there's a deep bench of leaders across different sectors, all pulling in the same direction. Resilience.
And that leadership gets recognized, too. David Gilbert winning the Richard Shatton Award. That felt connected.
Definitely. His work raising Cleveland's profile, bringing in big events like the NFL Draft or the All-Star Game.
Yeah.
Shaw explicitly pointed to Gilbert's work as a perfect example of that all-in collaborative approach really working, getting things done for the city.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize this, if we boil it down. Despite some economic jitters, maybe starting the year, the core message from the GCP meeting seems really optimistic. It's grounded in this all-in collaboration, this belief that working together is their strength.
Exactly. And combined with that strong focus on driving innovation and, crucially, tackling the talent challenge head-on.
They're acknowledging the issues, the headwinds, but they seem to have a pretty clear roadmap focused on collective action and smart investments.
That's the picture they painted, yes. Proactive, not reactive.
I think that's a pretty nice picture.
It sure is. And on that note, that will do it for us. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time on The Clevelander.
Take care, everyone. The Clevelander is an unscripted podcast brought to you by the Greater Cleveland Partnership and created with the help of the latest in AI tools. To learn more, visit greatercle.com.